Hello, I'm Aaron Marino from Alpha M Image Consulting. So last week we deviated a bit from the typical style and fashion advice and did a video on working out. More specifically, how to build a fantastically sexy chest. Well, I thought that it'd be a great idea to follow up that workout video with a video on diet. Piglet's behind me, isn't she? Because you don't get chiseled abs and bulging biceps by petting kitty cats or workouts alone. Now sure, exercise is a big part of the equation, but what you put in your body really makes up about 80% of why your body looks the way that it does. Your mom and dad are responsible for that pretty little face of yours, but you are responsible for how you look naked. And you're saying, Aaron, it's all about genetics, and I got screwed. My mom is a porker, and my dad is built like a basset hound. I'm doomed. Well, fret not, my little friend. Your genetic disposition may have made you short, but this doesn't mean that you can't have the sexiest short little ass that anybody has ever seen. So today, we're talking about diet. Okay, here's the deal. Fact. The healthier and better you eat, the better you are going to look in and out of your clothes. Fact. A well-balanced diet is a very good idea. Fact. Eating a box of glazed donuts every morning is not a good idea. But how does this basic information translate into reducing body fat and gaining lean muscle? Good question. Let's talk about it. Okay, so every single one of us needs a certain amount of calories every day in order just to stay alive. Now this doesn't mean that if you drop below your required calories for a few days that you're going to kick the bucket. But if you consistently are well below that caloric necessity every day, you eventually will die of starvation. This is what happens with anorexics. This minimum caloric number is called your basal metabolic rate. Now, if you want to figure out your magic number, click the link below or in the sidebar. It'll take you to a calculator where you plug in your age, weight, and sex, and it'll tell you generally how many calories you need just to maintain life. So for me, my basal metabolic rate is around 1,700 calories. Now what this means is basically, if I take in or consume 1,700 calories, my weight is going to stay the same. I'm not going to gain weight, I'm not going to lose weight. However, because I exercise quite a bit, my body requires more calories in order to maintain my current lean muscle mass and body fat percentage. The BMR is calculated basically by somebody who's got an average activity level, which generally is pretty low. And so if you exercise more, you're going to require more calories. For the sake of this video, we're going to assume I need around 2,500 calories due to my activity level. So to recap, what this means is I need to consume 2,500 calories a day in order just to stay constant. My muscle mass isn't going to increase, my body fat percentage isn't going to decrease. Make sense so far? If not, rewind this video and watch the first part again. Okay, so for you, if your weight has been generally staying the same over the course of the past week, month, 2 years, if you calculate and figure out how many calories you're currently eating, that's basically the amount of calories that you need just to stay consistent. Now, if you want to gain 1 pound of muscle, we're assuming you're exercising, breaking down the muscle tissue, you need to consume an additional 3,500 calories. 1 pound of muscle equals 3,500 calories. Now, if you want to reduce your body fat percentage and lose fat, 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories also. So you need a caloric deficit of 3,500 calories to lose 1 pound of fat. But what does this all mean? Good question. Let's talk about it. All right, first let's talk about gaining lean muscle. Now, for simplicity's sake, we're going to assume that you currently are eating 2,000 calories and nothing's happening, nothing's changing. Your weight's not going up, it's not going down. So you want to gain muscle. You're exercising, you're breaking down muscle tissue, but you need 3,500 calories extra to gain 1 pound of muscle. So we'll take a week. If you want to gain 1 pound of extra muscle in 1 week, you need to eat an additional 3,500 calories. Divide that 3,500 by 7. 500, so now you need to eat an additional 500 calories per day. So instead of that 2,000 that you're currently eating, if you now bump it up to 2,500, you will, in a week, gain 1 pound of extra muscle. Did that make sense at all? I hope it did. All right, let's talk about losing body fat. Okay, to reduce your body fat, like we said earlier, you need a caloric deficit of 3,500 calories for 1 pound. For a 1 pound reduction, you need to reduce your calories by 3,500. So we'll take this same 1 week period. If you want to lose 1 pound of body fat in that 1 week, you need to reduce your calories by 500 per day. Now, if you're currently eating that same 2,000 calories and nothing's happening, if you reduce it to 1,500 calories a day, you will, in a week, lose 1 pound of fat. Now, reducing your calories by 500 is a lot, and you might be very hungry, so there are other options. What you can do is you can combine cardiovascular exercise, or burning more calories, with reducing your calories. So, if you do cardio and you're burning 250 calories in a day, you only now need to reduce your calories by 250 to get that total of 500 deficit. Are you confused now? I am. Huh? Now, if that isn't enough to confuse you, let's now talk about eating clean. The truth is that if you really want to change the way your body looks out and in clothes, you need to eat as clean of a diet as possible. In a clean diet, you're getting the majority of your calories from wholesome foods, and you're minimizing the amount of processed foods that you're consuming. A clean diet derives the majority of its calories from whole grains, lean proteins, essential fatty acids, fruits, and vegetables. And once you start eating a cleaner diet, what you're going to notice, aside from that you're going to have a little bit of extra gas from all the fiber, is that you're going to have a much larger quantity of food to consume. And as an example, let's talk about me and my diet. A day in the life of Aaron's diet. Well, I eat 2,500 calories a day. That's what I need just to maintain, not gain muscle, not lose body fat. 2,500 calories. Now, 2,500 calories. I could get 2,500 calories pretty easy from eating crappy food, like this. So I could get 2,500 calories if I went to McDonald's and ordered a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, hash brown, and orange juice, and then later in the day I went back and got a Big Mac, large fry, and a Coke. That would give me 2,500 calories in my day. Or I could eat this and get my 2,500 calories a day. My 2,500 calories looks like this. Meal 1 generally consists of 9 egg whites, an apple, 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal, and 1 scoop of protein powder. My second meal of the day generally consists of 8 ounces of lean protein, a sweet potato, 3/4 of a cup of some kind of legume or bean, string beans, a cup, and a vegetable, either a cucumber, green pepper, broccoli, something of that nature. Meal 3 is generally a whole head of celery, a grapefruit, half a cup of almonds, half a cup of Fiber One cereal, and a scoop of protein powder. And my fourth meal is generally another 8 ounces of lean protein, a cup of quinoa or some other whole grain like a brown rice or a barley, with another cup of green beans and half a cup of legumes, in this case chickpeas or garbanzo beans. And if I have a sweet tooth before I go to bed, generally I will make myself my famous chocolate oatmeal. Half a cup of oatmeal with water, and then stir in 1 scoop of chocolate protein, and it is delicious. So there you have it. That's essentially what I eat on a daily basis. Not real exciting, but very healthy, and it is effective for losing body fat along with giving your body the fuel it needs to build lean muscle. So now I'd like to wrap this video up and sort of debunk some of the myths and things that I hear people talk about as far as diet and nutrition is concerned. Number 1, you can turn muscle into fat. No, you can't. Muscle's muscle, fat is fat. You can lose fat and gain muscle, but you can't replace them. The other thing in relation to muscle and fat is that muscle weighs more than fat. No, it doesn't. A pound of muscle is a pound of muscle. A pound of fat is a pound of fat. They both weigh a pound, but A pound of muscle is about the size of an apple. A pound of fat is about the size of a grapefruit. So, if you lose 3 of these, replace it with 3 of these, guess what? Your weight hasn't changed, but you're smaller. Your proportions have changed, but fat does not weigh more than muscle. No. So let's talk about supplements just for a second before we go. I used to own a nutrition store, and I've learned quite a bit over the years. Little tidbit of information. All those muscle magazines and fitness magazines, they're owned by supplement companies. Yeah, so they're putting all these crazy advertisements of the supplements doing X, Y, and Z for you, and you're going to get fantastic results. The majority of these products are absolute BS. People ask me, Aaron, what supplements do you take? The number one supplement that I take that helps me with my fitness, diet, and life is a quality multivitamin. If you're not getting the essential nutrients that you need, you're wasting your time taking your creatine, your glutamine, your this, your that. Take a multivitamin. This is what you need. Once you have the basics out of the way, it's a good idea to add some other nutrients. I take essential fatty acids, which are the good fat, omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. I take CLA, which is another conjugated linoleic acid, which is fat. If you haven't heard about the benefits of CLA, do a Google search of benefits CLA. It's pretty awesome stuff. And I take a host of other vitamins, C, zinc, A, D, E, all sorts of stuff. I don't take any creatine. I don't take any of the muscle mass builders or anything like that. I eat food. It's better for me, I feel better, and it saves the wallet. This was one of the hardest videos that I've done because I've had to try and explain things that were a little bit more technical than as opposed to like wear low-rise pants. Anyway, I hope you got something from this. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Next week I've got a great video planned, so I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.